there's a potential that always, and this is plans to produce evidence, can be sought by some other third party to just look at.
All right.
And then using that information, they can then find their own information.
Yeah, so they looking for information. Inside information I provided to the court for completely unrelated case, and it will be, no.
So it's unrelated, but it's related,
I
right?
understand.
Because ultimately...
Right, so the only way, just show it to judge and take it back.
But here's the thing. If you, just so you know, if you say anything that would tend to incriminate yourself, right? If there was going to be charges laid against you in this country, the police would have to find that information in a different way, right? They would have to search for that information outside of your own testimony. So your evidence can't be used.
But they will try to find something, some other evidence to incriminate me.
If we're talking about, say, something like you've got money in a bank, and that example, say that money's in a bank that you shouldn't have that money in, okay? Something like that.
Yeah, I understand.
Ultimately,
Hello.
Ultimately, you have to provide that information, but be aware that the police, unless they get that information directly from that bank, right, are never going to be able to...
They're never going to be able to get this information because the bank exclude everything related to Canada from the scope.
So what I'm saying is, just be aware that anything you say with respect to that can't necessarily be got at in a different way except through your testimony.
Right.
So as long as it's just your testimony is covered from being used in another proceeding. Okay?
By the way, Andre, don't do this in court. You're not allowed to film this.
I know, but I'm not filming. I just got the picture from the last one.
Yeah.
You like it?
I love it. That's okay.
So I'll send you more.
No, that's fine, but just don't do it in court. So,
No, not in court. No, of course not.
Judges are very strict about something like that.
I know. I totally agree with
The
judges.
last thing you want to do.
Yeah, that's true. No. I mean, that's clear. Фотографии не делать. Фотографировать, видео записывать нельзя. Можно. Слушай, в карман засунуть. Будет темно. Но слышно. Я буду все по-русски говорить. У меня сейчас переводчица придет. She's late for 1 hour?
Она думала, что это в 11.
Oh. Oh, he has this jacket, coat, missing cover. Okay. I'm wondering where do I get him from? It's a very...
I'm not sure. I think he's primarily a personal injury lawyer.
Yeah, he knows a lot of stuff about where we are right now. If he's in personal injury, it's like ridiculous.
I have to say that this is what we're doing here. It's very unusual.
Yes. Normally you're used to a little room somewhere.
Just doing an examination.
Took us some time to find even common language with my lawyer. And in 20 years, my first lawyer who speaks Russian. And the results just outstanding because I start to realize the previous guys, they just simply do not understand what I'm talking about.
big problem.
Да.
Просто не хотели поверить, что, понимаешь, это немножко другое. Для них это
Переведи, Аркаш.
just didn't believe him. Like it looks like some kind of story
Yep.
made it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, again, I mean, if we're going to be dealing with any of the other things you were telling me about,
Yeah, I cannot make this up, man.
No,
It's
well,
impossible.
I was about to say the exact same thing, and also it's those kind of things that that's what we do in our firm. We do a lot of things that would sound totally unbelievable to most people, and, and sure enough, they happen.
So briefly, your boss knows what we're talking about here, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it is the reason to him $1 billion, and he allows to have people stole from him 300 million, but from me it's 1.7 billion. I mean, and he's ultimately responsible for it. I report to FBI during 3 hours report. 2 federal agents who stole this money. What they done? Federal agents, one special agent on duty in Georgia, and in Homeland Security veterans from mid-90s, so 10 years younger than me, 45-ish, uninterrupted service in Homeland Security. Homeland Security created in 2003. So from 96 and forth, Homeland Security, so they opened private entity. Americans kicking me out and giving to this entity right to move all my cars for $20 flat fee. And I was making like 1,000, 1,500. And over 3 years, if even I will leave $300, they stole, you accumulate all the profit stolen, and according to formula, multiple by 7. 300 million by 7, 2.1 minus 1.7, and heartbeat, just do not see this on public. And on top of this, they're lobbying right now in White House, not in White House, in Congress here.